variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, government officials gathering in Parliament Square for the proclamation of a new British and Commonwealth monarch. An adult male arraigned before the courts in connection with the murder of Olympian Chavez Hart. And the one-year mark is approaching since the Progressive Liberal Party was elected into government. A week-long series begins tonight on the New Day administration 1 year later. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, the dawning of a new era with King Charles III as the new king of the Commonwealth countries and territories, solidified yesterday as the proclamation of the new British monarch was read from Washington Square in the nation's capital. As Jaquant reports.
All hail the king. This coming to fruition as former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham, who is also a senior member of the Privy Council, delivers the proclamation in Rawson Square with the support of former Prime Minister Perry Christie and Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis. This comes on the heels of the late sovereign who died last week, and now her eldest son, King Charles III, is proclaimed as the new monarch.
Now, therefore, I, the most Honourable Sir Cornelius Smith, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, along with the President and members of the Senate, the Speaker and members of the House of Assembly, and the members of the late Majesty's Privy Council in the realm of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, with one voice and consent, publish and proclaim that King Charles III, by the death of our sovereign, Queen Elizabeth II, is now formally proclaimed sovereign of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Given under my hand and the public seal of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas at Government House in the city of Nassau, this 11th day of September 2022, and the first year of His Majesty's reign. Signed, Governor General. God save the King.
God save the King. Our ZNS News team speaking with Prime Minister Davis, who says he and King Charles III have forged a relationship in respect to climate change and the way forward.
We have formed quite a partnership in this fight and thrust. In fact, they sent an envoy to the conference I held just a couple of weeks ago for the Caribbean leaders. And I sense his presence there will advance our cause.
And as the one-year anniversary of the government approaches, the nation's leader says they will be pausing any celebrations to honor the Queen and her legacy.
We have to pause in our celebration and commemoration of that event until the mourning period is over. Hence the wearing of my black band, which is the signal of the fact that we are in mourning. And so we'll await the mourning period and the burial to be completed before we go back to the nation to tell what we have accomplished in the last year.
And to mark the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Cabinet releasing a statement noting that the country will enter a period of mourning, ending on September 19th, which will be the National Day of Mourning. They encourage all Bahamians, residents, and visitors to respect the somberness of the moment and be guided by future protocols in observation of the Queen's passing. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
Thanks, Aja. In other news, a record-breaking white coat ceremony this past weekend for Western Atlantic University School of Medicine at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. 39 medical students received their white coat and was officially welcomed into the field of medical studies, making them the third group for the new institution here on Grand Bahama. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis bringing remarks at the special ceremony.
The nation's leader, the Honorable Philip Davis, KC, touching down on Grand Bahama today to address the largest number of persons being coated at Western Atlantic University's School of Medicine white coat ceremony. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and the Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darwell, are among those in attendance as the institution says this is a remarkable milestone. Opening in January of this year, the School of Medicine now has approximately 70 students. Minister Moxie welcoming those attending the ceremony, noting that WASM plays a role in assisting with the resurgence of the local economy. She expresses great delight for the group who chose to study here on the island as a launch point for their meaningful journey.
Whether the driving force behind choosing WASM was passion and selflessness, or whether it was the fact that its world-class programs are offered in a location where you are surrounded by beautiful beaches, a city with amenities, and a rich culture, we are pleased to have you here on Grand Bahama.
In his remarks, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darwell noting that the government looks forward to their continued partnership and commitment in creating opportunities to expand the university and the Bahamian community.
Through the scholarship program, we have already seen one Bahamian, Miss Elisa Stubbs, participate in the white coat ceremony held in May of this year. And I am proud to say today, Prime Minister, 3 more Bahamian students is part of that program, and things are moving.
Prime Minister Davis delivering the keynote address commending the institution for their dedication to the country, particularly following Hurricane Dorian and the pandemic.
I commend WASM for its commitment to diversity in education and its confidence in our national economy, notwithstanding the recent challenges in Grand Bahama with Dorian and the pandemic. I'm confident that your best days are ahead of you. And with the government as your partner, there are many number of public-private partnership opportunities that we can exploit as we work together to build the economy of Grand Bahama, the WASM global brand, the education community, and an unmatched legacy of excellence in medical education.
Now the next WASM white coat ceremony will be held in spring 2023 as the institution says it will be bigger and better. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
Thanks, Aja. Switching gears now, an adult male from Abaco was brought before the Freeport Magistrates Court and charged with the murder of Olympian Chavez Hart. Yolanda Thompson sat in court today and filed this report.
Accused Dylan Jordan was clad in a blue jeans, pants, and a blue, white, and red collar neck shirt. The 28-year-old from Cooperstown of Abaco appearing before Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson with intentionally and unlawfully causing the death of Chavez Hart. He was not required to enter a plea due to the nature of the charge, but Chief Magistrate Ferguson explains to Jordan that he can be tried in the Supreme Court or Court of Appeal if he in fact requests bail. His mother was given the bail applications to fill if he follows through with the request. As Jordan continued to look behind him, he was asked by the magistrate if he was looking around for family and friends, and Jordan replied yes. The young man then gave the name of the supporters he was expecting, and Chief Magistrate requested for them to come inside the courtroom. The victim's father and loved ones sat in court silently. Chavez Hart was gunned down in Marsh Harbor, Abaco just 2 weeks ago, shortly after 2 a.m. at a business establishment situated in Mount Hope, North Abaco. According to police report, a group of males was involved in a physical altercation in the parking lot. One of the males left and returned with a firearm and discharged the weapon. Jordan will be remanded to the Department of Corrections until January 25, 2023, where his file is expected to be sent to Abaco for hearings. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson.
Well, sticking with the crime beat, 3 persons were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs in 2 separate incidents. In the first incident on Friday, September 9th, shortly before 10 p.m., a team of officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit and the K-9 Unit, along with K-9 Aries, acting on information and armed with a search warrant, proceeded to a residence situated on Candlefish Street in Caravelle Beach. Once officers arrived, they knocked on the front door, and a male presented himself and was shown the search warrant. Officers conducted a search of the residence when K-9 Aries gave a positive indication of an assortment of clothes on the floor inside a western bedroom. After a secondary search of a green plastic bag was found, an inspection of the plastic bag revealed a quantity of suspected hydroponic marijuana. As a result, 1 adult male was arrested and taken into police custody. The suspected drugs weighed 5 ounces with a street value of $560. Police continue their investigations into this matter. Meantime, police officials say they are committed to ridding this island of crime and criminality. The local police department receiving 5 new vehicles to help combat the criminal element. Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez says the addition was needed for this island.
Since being here on the ground on Monday, I have ordered and 5 new vehicles are here. 2 is on the way, 3 is already here. To assist the officers as we move into the Christmas season.
Fernando expressing that Grand Bahama says he will continue making provisions and providing the necessary resources to ensure his officers protect the second city.
To ensure that the Grand Bahamians, especially the business people, the communities, that everybody is safe. So they have a total of 5 brand new vehicles. Which should be 3 is here and 2 is presently on the boat, and they should be here before early next week. If not over the weekend, they should be here.
Well, as the Davis-Cooper administration approaches its 1-year anniversary since the September 16th general election last year, we will be taking a look back on the progress and challenges that the Progressive Liberal Party faced thus far since taking office. Our Simone Davis starts this week-long series tonight with public reaction on the government 1 year later.
This coming Friday, September 16th, will mark 1 year since the Progressive Liberal Party defeated the Free National Movement at the polls during the general election. The PLP got 53% of the votes, with the FNM scoring 35%, and while officials reported a low voter turnout of 65%, over 126,000 voted of the 194,000 plus registered voters. And now, 1 year later, we spoke to residents who expressed their thoughts on the government's performance thus far. And while many support the PLP government and the party's active initiatives, some say more work needs to be done.
I believe that the present administration, the present government, they're doing an excellent job. Excellent job. I mean, I'm really pleased with what is happening in the country, what has happened over the last year. We've seen tremendous change. And so I wish to commend the government for that. And I want them to continue this trend. Don't slacken off. Continue this trend.
They do very good.
What make you say that?
What make I say that? I mean, it ain't say only for me, but it's what you do for the country and what you do for the people, you see? And they do very well.
They do a good job, you know. I felt like they did more than the other government.
On the other hand, one resident says he's not impressed with anything the government has done to date.
I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I think the cost of living has gone up extremely high. I think that persons on the ground, and especially Grand Bahama, needs a lot of help. Grand Bahama, the island as a whole, needs a lot of attention.
They need to do better.
And then there were those who said it's just too soon to tell.
It's a bit too soon to judge, so we probably need to give them a little bit more time.
And while it's only been 1 year, here's what the public grades the Davis Cooper administration.
I give them a A-.
I'll give them a B.
I would rate the government a D-.
I'd say a B+.
For part 2 of this series tomorrow, we will speak with political attorneys who share their views on the government's performance in the past 12 months and expectations moving forward. But for now, for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
Thanks so much, Simone. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.
Come on down. Come on down now.
Come on down to Superb Water Depot and Snacks. We sell and we deliver ice, drinks, purified water, alkaline water, and a variety of snacks. Your one-stop shop for all your snacks and water needs. Contact 242-820-2482. We are located number 2 La France Plaza, Peachtree Street. Purified water, 50 cents a gallon. Alkaline water, 80 cents a gallon. Come on now, you can't beat that. We offer superb quality, superb taste, and superb service. Monday to Saturday, 8 to 8, and Sundays, 8 to 2. Superb Water Depot and Snacks. Come on down.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared. Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661.
Mommy, kids eat free at Pizza Hut.
Free? What you talking about?
On Tuesdays and Sundays, you can take me there and eat free any time of the day. $1 per child, and you only have to spend $10 so I could eat free.
That's an amazing deal.
They also have 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, a 2-liter soda for only $25.85 VAT inclusive.
What?
Call 352-9191.
We're going there now.
Pizza Hut Freeport, for the love of pizza.
With over 30 years of service with integrity, services in Abaco, New Providence, and Grand Bahama, providing modern and state-of-the-art equipment, specializing in the maintenance and operation of waste treatment plants, waste oil movement, sludge extraction, tank cleaning, elite portable toilets, and hand wash stations. We are efficient, reliable, and cutting edge. We are B&B Galaxy.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number 1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And welcome back. Local real estate agent Alex Thompson of Island Living Real Estate is charging that property owners should invest in conducting much-needed upgrades to their rental units before overpricing them to possible tenants. She tells our Simone Davis that the houses and apartments are not worth what landlords are charging.
The number one thing is shortage. We have a shortage of affordable rental apartments here in Grand Bahama, and that's in all sectors, in reference to the 1 bedrooms and in 2 bedrooms, whether it's furnished or unfurnished. But also, outside of having the shortage, we also have a shortage of quality rentals. We know landlords want to make money. We know they also have obligations, but it's important that you take care and maintain the properties that you have so that when persons come or agents like myself come to you and bring a client willing to rent, that they're able to rent a place that meets their standard.
The real estate agent says she is seeing too many rental properties that are not well kept and not worth the high rental cost, which discourages tenants from renting the property, leaving it vacant for an extended period of time.
That's not good, and especially if you're asking for $8,000, $9,000, $1,000 for a rental. Persons are not going to rent that property. So you'll hear some landlords complain, oh, things are tough, my place is empty, and I'll always say, why? Would you like me to come in and do an evaluation? Would you like me to take a look at the property and see what can be done to bring the value of your property up as least as expensive as we can, and then let's see how we can get it done.
Thompson, who has been a property manager for some 20 years, says there are many different ways landlords can invest in their rental properties to make it more appealing for possible tenants.
Let me show you what we're talking about in here. In here we have a brand new full queen bedroom set, all of the linens. It has the accessories, it has the split unit, it has the television, internet and cable is actually complimentary. It has full blinds, so everything is in here. It has hangers in the closet, ironing board, wastebasket, everything.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
Well, some business owners in West Grand Bahama community pooling resources for a block party and a back-to-school giveaway. The men hosting the event in grand style, giving the kids a fun-filled, memorable day this past weekend. Yolanda Thompson reports.
3 young men bridging the gap in the community as they stage a successful back-to-school giveaway and block party. Entrepreneurs Mahaley Swan, Chris Williams Jr., and Therese Smith making a name for themselves while catering to those in need.
Mahaley Swan, co-owner of Essentials Convenience Store, says that although his new budding business has only been open for 5 months, West Grand Bahama has been extremely supportive, hence the urge to assist the community.
From day one, this community supported us, so we decided it's only right to just give back, since the kids going out to school after COVID-19, Dorian, and some parents are still trying to catch themselves, so we decided it's only right to give back.
Entrepreneur Chris Williams Jr. owns Grand Central Liquor. He says that providing the children with the necessary tools was the main focus.
We've been in the community for about 7 years now, and Abraham has shown us life from day one, so we felt that it was important for us to give back. Myself along with Mahaley from Essentials and Terry from Trigger Kicks, and we just like to do something for the community, something for the kids. We always give back, sometimes in public, sometimes not in public, but just want to do something on a larger scale now for the kids.
He's also sending this message to young men aspiring to open a business and establish a future for themselves.
Just stay encouraged, never give up.
The young entrepreneurs plan on making the giveaway an annual event, and they hope to make it a bigger and better one. They thank Braids by Kia, Chad the Barber, JC Rentals, and Kisa for their assistance. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson.
Well, football season is back. I'm sure you Dolphin guys watched that win yesterday, but we'll check in with Jay Philippe on our sports report for tonight.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. It was a busy weekend with sports with the NFL Week 1 season, but let's begin with Jonquel Jones and the Connecticut Sun in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. Jonquel Jones and the Connecticut Sun fall to the Las Vegas Aces 67-64 in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals Sunday night. The Aces starved off a late run by the Sun, who nearly erased a 7-point deficit with 1:24 left. Jones finished with 15 points and 9 rebounds on 7 of 15 shooting from the field in 30 minutes. The Aces would also host Game 2 at 9 p.m. on September 13th on ESPN. The series shifts to Connecticut for Games 3 September 15th and Game 4, if necessary, September 18th. A fifth and deciding game will be hosted by the Aces on September 20th. Switching gears now, Fast Track will be hosting the 11th annual Relay for Cancer Fun Run Walk October 1st at Tano Beach.
It's definitely an exciting event. We have the 10K that starts 6 a.m., the 5K which starts 6:30, and then we have the feature event, which is the 4x1 mile, and that's open up to the track clubs, schools. Participating schools with the most kids always get a donation to their PE department, and it's just a fun family environment, a fun family environment to be a part of. And it's early morning, and we encourage everybody to come out and support this event.
And finally in sports, week 1 of the NFL season kicked off this weekend with 9 games on schedule on Sunday. Grand Bahamian Michael Strawn and his Indianapolis Colts made a furious comeback in the fourth quarter against the Houston Texans to walk away with a 20-20 tie. Strawn finished with 2 receptions for 36 yards in his season debut. The Colts will now look forward to a matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. Other notable games from Sunday, Vikings defeated the Packers 23-7. The New York Giants got the win versus Tennessee Titans 21-20. The Browns squeezed past the Carolina Panthers 26-24. The Steelers won against the Bengals 23-20. Chicago Bears took advantage of the San Francisco 49ers 19-10. And the Miami Dolphins.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground.
Is off to a 1-0 start after defeating the New England Patriots 20-7 in their home opener. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Miami Dolphins #1.
Freeport Quality Exterminators Maintenance and Supplies Company, providing commercial and residential pest control, professional cleaning, and lawn care maintenance. Call them today for an estimate.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married?
Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them.
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Island Bedding has the biggest summer sale going on right now. Special, special, special. Comforters, mattress pads, sheets, toppers, and best of all, mattress. 35% off, 45% off, 50% off. Oh my goodness! Special, people.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Notice production.
The summer is back, back, back. The summer is hot.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
They try to push rich on me. They want to push rich on me. They don't care in front of company.
The King of the North is back. Howard 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North Tonight, Northern Edition.
And Eugene Pinder, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We say thank you so much for your support. We also want to say a happy birthday going out to Rihanna Gardner in the nation's capital. Hope you enjoyed your day. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, a school's violent lunch break. The debate reignited over becoming a republic, a sizable jump in COVID deaths, and a loss for Jonquil and Son. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. From lunch hour to lockdown, those the protective measures deployed by police and school officials at the Anatole Rogers campus earlier today. This as an on-campus brawl resulted in a school stabbing. Anthony Smith has the story.
It was supposed to be a normal lunch hour for students at Anatole Rogers High on Monday, quickly taking a turn for the worst. A midday campus melee resulting in the stabbing of a male student.
It's reported that the incident occurred at the rear of the campus on the junior side of the property, which resulted in a 14-year-old male student being stabbed multiple times. The student was taken to hospital.
Police say the perpetrator, believed to be between the ages of 14 and 15, immediately made good his escape, scaling school walls to avoid capture, evading the school's police resource officers in the process.
We do know the suspect in this particular incident, and at this time I make an appeal to the parents of the suspect to turn your child into the police so that we can resolve this matter swiftly.
At present, 3 school resource officers are stationed at the secondary school, a detail which for many raises questions on whether that number should be increased.
The school is doing what it is required to do in terms of bag searches and ensuring that the school property remains safe for students. However, I would wish to encourage parents, before your child leaves home, before they exit your car for them to enter the school property, check their bags to see what it is that they're taking to school.
According to officials, a series of changes to the school security protocols are underway. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Anthony Smith.
Well, meantime, caught on cam, these culprits literally took over a liquor store on Burnett Road on Saturday, where they forced employees to the ground as they searched the establishment for money. In the video making the rounds on social media, a man entered the business and then pointed a gun at the security after sanitizing his hands. The gunman then buzzed the door to let an accomplice in who went to the register in search of money. A third man also came in to assist. One of the culprits sat at the door and allowed customers on the inside, but to their surprise, they were also forced to the ground. 2 females also came to the store. However, when the door opened, they quickly realized what was going on and ran away. Following this, the 3 men fled the scene. Speaking to the incident today was Police Press Liaison Officer, Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippings.
We have 2 suspects in custody, and we are searching for a 3rd suspect. Again, additional information will be forthcoming as it relates to that incident in a subsequent press release. But I want to commend members of the public, and I want to commend the hardworking men and women of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, who on a daily basis put their lives on the line to ensure that this Bahamas remains safe. And so, with the assistance of the public and the police today, we were able to apprehend 2 of those offenders.
Also under investigation this evening, an alleged rape that is said to have taken place early Sunday morning. Very little details have been released on the incident, save that the incident reportedly occurred around 2:15 a.m. and that the suspect is known to the victim. Well, 2 men nursing serious wounds following 2 separate shootings about 2 hours apart early Sunday morning. The first taking place around 12:20 a.m. just outside a Miami street home. Based on preliminary investigations, a man was outside with others when a gunman appeared, opened fire in the direction of the group, injuring the man multiple times. At last report, the 28-year-old was fighting for his life in hospital. Fast forward to 2:40 a.m. that same day, and a 26-year-old suffered the same fate off Collins Avenue. Police tell us the victim was driving past a local nightclub on 6th Terrace when he heard gunshots and realized he'd been shot to the upper body. The incident has left him in serious condition. Police now on the hunt for the culprits. King Charles III, no doubt, has had a busy few days as the new sovereign. Earlier today, he led a traditional vigil by the Queen's coffin at St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh. Standing guard, the King, joined by his 3 siblings, Princess Anne and Princes Andrew and Edward. Ahead of that, he addressed the Scottish Parliament, where members solemnly reflected on Queen Elizabeth's towering and remarkable life. In a brief response to the widespread motion of condolence, the new head of state reflected on his mother's great admiration for the people of Scotland and their achievements and the true affection in which she was held. King Charles pledged to follow his mother's inspiring example of service to country and people and to the principles of constitutional government. Well, now, in the wake of his mother's death, King Charles has announced a bank holiday on the day of the Queen's state funeral. Here at home, the issue is still up for discussion. According to Press Secretary Clint Watson, Cabinet could, however, make a decision in this regard as early as tomorrow, which will be communicated in a statement. Well, meantime, the lights went out on the Second Elizabethan era when Queen Elizabeth II died at Balmoral Castle in Scotland last week. With King Charles III now on the throne, the question is, will his reign be marked by a mass exodus from the Commonwealth, and will the Bahamas be a part of it? Cleopatra Murphy fills us in.
With the death of Queen Elizabeth II last week, the world's longest ruling monarch, the door has been opened once again to whether or not the Bahamas should move towards becoming a republic. By doing so, the country would no longer recognize King Charles III, who succeeded Queen Elizabeth to the throne, as its head of state. Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honourable Obi Wilchcombe, anticipates the issue will be reignited and not just at home.
We do expect there'll be more debate about republics in the Commonwealth. We've seen it in the Caribbean. We've certainly seen it in other parts of the Commonwealth. We expect more of it. How far and how fast it moves is another question. In our country, we've heard it as well. So I expect more of that debate.
During the then Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's royal visit in March, the Rastafarian community demanded reparations for the injustices of colonialism and slavery, with Minister Wilchcombe now joining that chorus, suggesting it is a reasonable argument and one that will be an issue of focus during the next CARICOM session to be held in the Bahamas next year. On the matter of becoming a republic, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis recently told reporters, as much as he would wish to do so, the public must decide, and the matter will be presented through a referendum. For now, though, Wilchcombe believes King Charles III has been bred for a smooth transition.
Listening to King Charles, it is obvious that he has been tutored, he has been mentored, he has been prepared by his mother. What's interesting for us as we celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence was Prince Charles, who actually delivered the instruments of independence to our country. He actually was a part of the ceremony when we became an independent country. So just to see this history.
Whatever lies ahead, he says the Bahamas has been a part of the monarchy and the Commonwealth for years and celebrates and reflects on the work of the now deceased Queen.
She's been a stabilizing personality in the global community. The fact that she's shown how to lead, and an incredible example for women, that a woman could be a tremendous leader and be a grandmother, be a mother, be the person who provides inspiration to families. She demonstrated all and at all times remained humble.
As for the future of the monarchy, as England and the world adjust to a new king, Wilchcombe believes King Charles III will be able to carry on the work of Queen Elizabeth II, even as Commonwealth nations debate whether they will continue to recognize him as their sovereign. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Meantime, the Progressive Liberal Party chairman indicating in a statement that the governing party has opted to suspend observances marking the Davis administration's first year in office on September 16th. And this due to the official period of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II, who again died last Thursday at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. That period of mourning ends at sunset on the day after the Queen's funeral on September 19th.
Hi, this is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dane with a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas. In the tropics, two waves out there. The first one just to the east of the Cabo Verde Islands, and it's moving towards the west about 10 to 15 miles per hour. It has about a 20% chance of developing over the next 5 days. And then there's the second wave, several hundred miles to the west of the Cabo Verde Islands. Has some disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with it. This is also given a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days as they both continues to track towards the west. This has been a tropical weather update brought to you by BTC and CBS Bahamas.
Still to come, COVID deaths increase and global travel experts meet here in the Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
What makes us experts? Every bite. And while it's impossible to know how many there have been in KFC's history, each one of them is crucial. Because our secret travels from mouth to mouth. And we know that the first bite will never be the last. Kentucky Deluxe Chicken Sandwich, a triple breaded chicken breast, premium mayo, pickles, lettuce, tomato, and cheese on a buttery brioche bun. All our chicken expertise in a sandwich. Kentucky Deluxe Chicken Sandwich, only at KFC Nassau.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Fidelity, we're
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
New Providence accounting for 6 new COVID infections in country, 5 females and a male. This while hospitalizations are at 19, 1 of the sick on the intensive care unit. September 11th also saw 121 active cases in the face of 12 recoveries. While those new COVID infections come on the heels of a startling jump in COVID deaths as reflected on the September 7th dashboard. Overnight, 823 deaths increased to 830. In hopes of bringing some clarity to the increase, health officials note that the uptick reflects the result of autopsy reports. These individuals were neither under physician's care at the time of their death, nor were they known to the health system to have a COVID-19 defining illness requiring hospitalization. Further, these deaths occurred between July 30th and August 27th of this year. The ministry also confirming that over the past several months, the number of newly reported cases testing positive via the RT-PCR or nucleic acid amplification test protocol has shown a steady decline, one that matches the decrease or low rate of patients being hospitalized due to COVID. As noted repeatedly, less than 90% of patients admitted to hospital with COVID are there because of a COVID-19 defining illness. Well, in other news this evening, increased arrivals, improved airlift. The nation's tourism industry on the rebound. The country's Minister of Tourism now selling this message to a top group of travel professionals from the United States. The American Society of Travel Advisors in the capital at the Sandals Resort for the next 3 days, learning all about the Bahamas. Desmond Saunders has the story.
Business is better in the Bahamas. And it's better now than ever before.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Chester Cooper, is holding firm to a message he's been touting now for months. The Bahamas is open for business following COVID's crushing impact on the local economy. It's a pitch he hopes resonates with top travel advisors visiting the Bahamas this week.
We are this year rivaling the pre-pandemic numbers of 2019 with our destination welcoming 3.6 million visitors. By half year alone, that number represents 515% increase over the same period last year. And if we look at total stopovers, that's about 1 million by mid-year compared to 500,000 the year before. There is no doubt we're open for business.
Cooper painting rosy tourism figures, rivaling 2019 pre-pandemic numbers. Major resorts in Nassau and Paradise Island also seeing increased occupancies, some over 80%. Winter 2023 also promising all good news as tourism rebounds, and Cooper is counting on this trend continuing in the face of $3 billion worth of new investments in the pipeline.
This includes numerous significant investments in many of our islands, including Abaco, Exuma, and Eleuthera. The hotels that closed during the pandemic, they're coming back stronger than before. And you will see and hear many new announcements.
The London Penning International Airport sees 11,000 visitors daily, with efforts underway to double that number with improved airlift. In fact, Cooper's optimistic there will be increased activity at several airports as major carriers offer added flights to the Bahamas.
And we're getting more and more rooms back into our inventory. We're attracting substantial airlift. We have 12 direct flights out of London. We have flights coming from Raleigh, Durham, that's new, Bahamas Air. We have Sunwing coming soon from Canada to Grand Bahama. We have American Airlines, and someone said that's their favorite airline in the Caribbean. They're starting up soon from Charlotte to Grand Bahama. We have Frontier offering even more flights, and Air Canada coming back to Georgetown, Exuma very soon.
Cooper says the Bahamas remains resilient and laser focused in its quest to expand tourism following the twin catastrophic effects of Hurricane Dorian and COVID. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Well, as mentioned, 150 travel advisors from not only the United States, but Latin America and Canada are here in the Bahamas participating in an inaugural meeting aimed at selling the Caribbean as the #1 destination in the world. Sandals executives partnering with the American Society of Travel Advisors for the week-long event. Executive Vice President of Unique Vacations and Worldwide Representative for Sandals and Beaches Resorts, Gary Sandler, says Caribbean tourism is in high demand, but there is still room for growth.
We're here to talk about the value of the Caribbean tourism, not just Bahamas, of course, being very, very important to the tourism product, but more importantly, the Caribbean as a region, because as you know, the Caribbean is faced with challenges that they're competing with the world. So we're telling the travel industry that don't worry about the world, just focus on the Caribbean because that's the place to be. So it's all about educating the travel advisors, and all of this is based with the support of ASTA, but for the Americas right now, which is very key to Caribbean tourism, and that is why we figure that the Bahamas is the right location to have this inaugural event.
Sadler says participants will get first-hand experiences.
We're here for 5 days. We're here for a 5-day period because not just sitting in meetings and discussing, but in order to really understand and love the Bahamas the way that many of us do, you have to experience the Bahamas. So there are excursions that we'll be doing and taking them across the various islands just to make sure that they enjoy it.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness taking steps to mitigate the effects of climate change on health. This as countries worldwide accept that climate change poses one of the greatest threats to the future of global health. The move also comes amidst preparations for the Climate Change Conference, or COP27, set to take place this coming November in Egypt. Meantime, the World Health Organization estimates that the financial toll of climate change on health, agriculture, water, and sanitation will be between $2 and $4 billion annually by 2030. Head of the Climate Resilient Health System at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Calais Philippe, provides more insight on the matter.
We just had Hurricane Dorian that impacted the farmers, all the food, all the people who had farms, they were destroyed. So that impacts food security. Then mental health. You've lost your home, you've lost your loved ones, that you've lost your job. That's distressing. So climate change has a significant connection with health, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness is going to be working on looking at that connection and determining what we need to do. Everybody in their community need to do to build resilience.
Dr. Philippe says mitigating the impact on climate change is important to protecting the health of residents.
We have a lot of carbon in the air, a lot of greenhouse gases that's acting like a blanket over the earth. It warms up the air, it warms up the water, and it warms you up, of course. And therefore you become more dehydrated, particularly with the elderly. They're more at risk. There's also the poor air quality. With poor air quality, what ends up happening is people have more respiratory illnesses. Particulate matter in the air goes into your nose, gets into your bloodstream, and causes inflammation, which exacerbates or worsens your cardiovascular, your hypertension, your diabetes.
And environmental watchdogs extending condolences to the family of the latest shark attack victim, and in doing so weighing in on local shark stats and what could be the driving force behind such vicious attacks. LaDawn Davis reports.
The bull shark attack on 58-year-old American visitor Caroline de Placido on September 6 could perhaps best be described as a scene from the ever-popular thriller Jaws. Sadly, de Placido, who at the time was on a snorkeling expedition with relatives, was not the first such victim. A similar chain of events ended the life of a 21-year-old female in 2019 near the very same Green Key area. But despite crippling public attention, shark attacks are said to be quite rare in the Bahamas. Director of Science and Policy from the Bahamas National Trust, Fallon Cartwright, used what little data she had to back this up.
We have had 7 confirmed bites over the last decade, and this would be the second fatal incident that we've seen. So if you think about the number of people entering the water every day in the Bahamas and around the world, you're talking about millions of people. And annually, an average of less than 10 fatalities as a result of human and shark interactions are recorded. So we need to keep in perspective that this is really rare, and that while we should be making every effort to make sure that tourists and Bahamians are as safe as possible.
As Cartwright reminds, the Bahamas has a fairly healthy shark population due to the lack of pressure from commercial fishing. The sharks common to the Bahamas, the Caribbean reef, bull, tiger, nurse, and lemon sharks. As the case with de Placido and the other victim before her, females are oftentimes the victims of these fatal attacks. The question is, could menstruation be a contributing factor? Well, Cartwright says not necessarily.
They don't see humans as their natural prey as well. So oftentimes these incidents they make an error, they misjudge, and then now there's blood in the water, and there's a friendly, it's like a reaction, but they're not seeking out humans per se. And I don't know the data on that, but I don't think that there's been a strong causal link between saying like they're seeking out women because of that. I don't think so.
But one of the things Fallon is suggesting is not only the further regulating of shark excursions, but the wildlife as well.
We know that people like to feed iguanas on excursions, right, in the Exuma Keys, for example. And some data is showing us that the diet, that unnatural diet, is causing the equivalent of high glucose level or high blood sugar in these animals, and you're altering their diet. So there's a need to make sure that we are studying what's going on, the impacts, and making decisions based on the science.
Faculty and staff of Gannon University, where de Placido served as project coordinator, have since held a prayer service in her memory. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Well, now time for this week's poll question. Here's how it works. Listen in for the question and then log on to our website, and that's www.znesbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. That's all it takes. This week's question: if the Bahamas were to become a republic, what kind of republic should it be? A, constitutional republic, B, parliamentary republic, C, presidential republic, or D, a federal republic? And remember, the poll's final results will be aired on Friday. Thanks for participating. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
A household name carries a lot of approval. And when you're shopping for household, you need a household name. For 50 years, Bahamas Welding and Fire has been a household name in outdoor grills and kitchen appliances. Need to beautify that yard space for your grill? BWF has it covered. For the industrial worker, you can find a complete line of tools and safety equipment. For the welder of any level or budget, you can find the right machinery to power everything. There's no shortage on power with a wide array of generators, and safety is everyone's responsibility. Find everything needed to protect everyone on the worksite. Over 40,000 square feet of shopping space in a convenient location. Bahamas Welding and Fire. We're more than just our name. Located number 13 Wilton Street.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Firstly, when we set out to make these missions, we had a simple objective to re-establish ourselves, our foothold in our various markets around the USA, Canada, and the UK. So far, so good. We are excited about the level of engagement, how excited our partners are. In fact, we've been oversubscribed in every event that we held. This is great for the brand of the Bahamas. This is the beginning of many more. And I am very pleased that Team Tourism has been able to pull off such a successful event this week. This was a mission entitled Bringing the Bahamas to You. We've been able to engage directly with investment persons who are interested in investing in the Bahamas, in the aviation sector, and of course in the tourism sector. We've met with some of the major sporting teams, the Orlando Magic, the Miami Dolphins. I expect that through the course of this ongoing partnership, we'll be able to find synergies. We will do joint promotions. We'll be able to access their databases. And certainly, we will be able to promote the islands of the Bahamas and Florida. We've always said that Florida is an important market. Out of 22 million people living in Florida, we get less than 500,000 tourists every year from Florida. This is a great opportunity for us. We are going to use every avenue available with all of our partners to ensure that we deepen our reach, we strengthen our position in the market, and this is why we are creating new partners as we move along.
To save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits, where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts, where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win, where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities, where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
Our free pick, pack, delivery service gives everyone in the Family Islands a chance to shop a variety of club products and prices right from home. Simply call or WhatsApp your order to 242-677-7266 or email order@amlfoods.com. A friendly customer service representative is waiting to pick, pack, and deliver your order to the mailboat of your choice. The options are truly endless, and with membership, you save even more. So order today and let CostRite pick, pack, and deliver right to you.
The Bahamas Kidney Association Incorporated has a non-profit in 2021, but even before that, it has been working to bring awareness and aid to those affected by kidney disease. While there is no firm data available locally, the association's president, Tamika Roberts, says American data suggests 1 in 7 people have kidney disease and many go undiagnosed. She believes there are approximately 300 people in Nassau alone undergoing dialysis, with similar numbers over in Grand Bahama.
The association, we are working actively to try and gather as much information as possible. In our recent blanket drive in June, we collected some information, and definitely it's consistent with hypertension and diabetes being the #1 cause for kidney disease, as many patients who are on dialysis had hypertension and diabetes. Additionally, we found that a lot of the persons that are on dialysis are basically between the ages of 40 and 70. That's the larger range. The largest range mainly between 40 and 50 or 60.
The Kidney Association launched its medication assistance program earlier this month to reduce the exorbitant financial burden on patients. It's holding a raffle to help fund the initiative with a drawing set for September 17th. You can also purchase tickets by contacting the organization. Robert says so far, 3 pharmacies have joined the program.
Those pharmacies are Live Well, Comprehensive Pharmacy, and also Friendly Pharmacy. And our medication assistance program will offer initially 3 medications. We're doing this in phases. And so our first phase will be Neprovite that we're providing to kidney patients. Also alpha-calcidol. Alpha-calcidol is also a vitamin supplement that will strengthen bone health in kidney patients. The Neprovite is a vitamin, multi-B vitamin, that just replaces minerals or vitamins that have been lost during dialysis. The Mircera we will offer within our second phase is actually to assist with anemia, and that's a more expensive drug.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Throughout all of our family islands, a Family Guardian Home Service agent can meet all your insurance needs. We offer life, health, and property and casualty insurance policies to help protect you, your loved ones, and your assets. With offices in Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, and Grand Bahama, and agents throughout the islands of the Bahamas, a Family Island agent is always nearby. Family Guardian, at your service, at your door. For any inquiries, WhatsApp us at 357-9632.
When you combine decadence, luxury, passion, and attention to detail, you've described Café Channy Noël and Patisserie. Signature authentic French macarons, croissants, pastries for breakfast and lunch will take you on a European Epicurean journey. Enjoy your favorite handcrafted cocktails, coffees, cappuccinos, espressos, and lattes. Life is sweet at Café Channy Noël.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
The pandemic has been not so kind to so many people in our community. And when we think about how we fared coming off the pandemic, we're trying to find meaningful ways to continue to give back.
So with the Together platform, it allows people to be able to give back, to make small donation, whether it's $20 or whatever you can give, to be able to give and to help those people who are in need.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Bahamians deserve better, and according to one cabinet minister, that's exactly what they will get. Triggering that response, the criticisms being levied at the government in its attempt to remove the remaining Dome City dwellers over in hurricane-battered Abaco. Weighing in on the controversy, the Social Services Minister insists, though, that the Minnis administration's $6+ million project was never the right fit. Cleopatra Murphy picks up the story from here.
Not for Bahamians. Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honourable Obi Wilchcombe's response to some of the backlash government has received since the demolition of Abaco's Dome City Thursday, just 1 week after the 3rd anniversary of Hurricane Dorian's destruction.
We have to appreciate Bahamians should be living in no dome. We shouldn't be accepting that. I don't care how temporary it is. The dome should never have even been here. That's my view.
Leader of the opposition Michael Pintard blasted the Davis administration's actions as callous and heartless after bulldozers tore down those domes, as he says, without building adequate replacements for families occupying them. Former Prime Minister, the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, also called the domes' destruction inhumane and heartless, defending that they were meant as temporary shelters after Abaco had been decimated by the Category 5 monster storm, Hurricane Dorian. The Minister of Social Services, however, is adamant Bahamians deserve better.
Why would a politician put a person in a dome? Would he live in it? If he's in difficulty, does he want his mother or his father or his sister to live in those conditions? Does he want to be sitting down with mold all around, not having ventilation? Does he want that? No, he doesn't. So why do we subject our people to it? I get angry, really angry, when I see people believing that it's okay to put a Band-Aid over the issue. That's not the problem. Fix the issue. You have the country's wealth to fix the issue. You're talking to people, you're boasting about what you're doing, you're telling everybody about all the money you're bringing in. Well, why didn't you fix that? And why didn't you move people into a proper environment?
Dome City residents had been given an initial deadline of August 28th to vacate the premises, with the Department of Social Services offering $4,000 to help residents find alternative housing. Wilchcombe says approximately 40 families received help from social services.
Don't subject people to what you don't want for yourself. And so I don't support the domes. I'm supportive of the minister's work to get people into homes and to build the homes. She's very aggressive in her work, and I think she's going to get it done.
According to Minister of Housing and Transport, the Honourable Jobeth Colby Davis, the plan is to construct at least 300 homes on Abaco within the next year, with a housing subdivision intended at the Dome City site in Spring City. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We have fair skies tonight, temperature at 86 degrees, relative humidity 77%. The winds out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1,014.0 millibars, that's 29.94 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Atlas this evening. They are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 81 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, 82 in Greentoll Key, Marsh Abaco at 86 degrees. As we take you into the Berry Islands, they're recording 86 degrees, 88 in Alistown, Bimini. In Harbor Island, 88 degrees, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 87. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space on Andros at 83, 85 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. Alistown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, 85 degrees, Georgetown, Exuma, 84. 86 degrees in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 87. Acklands, 87. Matutani, Nagua, 85. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwest and central parts of our country tonight, through the middle of the week, the winds are going to remain light and variable with flat seas, but there will be some moderate swells as well. High tide takes place at 10:13 tonight, another high tide at 10:39 tomorrow morning. For the southeast Bahamas tonight through Wednesday, easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
To the rising sun, it's bonefish season and they're on the run. I gotta find bonefish fully to catch.
That's gonna do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, the extended weather forecast is still ahead.
He's so meek and lowly.
Minister Philip Davis, along with Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin, State Minister Zane Lightbourne, and Works Minister Alfred Sears recently toured 8 public schools in New Providence undergoing extensive structural repairs. Prime Minister Davis answers the #1 question as teachers and students prepare to return to the classroom in a couple of weeks.
I'm confident that the schools will be ready in the context that optimal work that is necessary to ensure that the safety of the students in the environment in which they'll be receiving education and the environments in which teachers will be imparting knowledge are safe. A lot of these schools require redevelopment as opposed to just general repairs. A number of them, like T.A. Thompson, has a complete redevelopment. A number of schools, and we are going to be doing it incrementally, but schools will be sufficiently prepared to have a safe environment in which teachers and students could coexist.
Minister Glenys Hannah Martin is grateful for the support.
I don't think that a Prime Minister has previously toured schools, and certainly not in the manner that we've seen since we took office last year in September. And so I'm very pleased to know that the process of education and infrastructural redevelopment has the full support of the highest political office, which is the Prime Minister. I want to thank my colleague, the Minister of Works, and I was just saying to him, I say, boy, y'all got plenty love, because as you move through these schools, you see the extraordinary resources that are being invested, the extraordinary energy and effort by contractors, and it's just a joyful experience.
Welcome to the Global Learning Exchange. We're partnering with BIBT to bring opportunities for higher education to the Bahamas. Earn your degree from a university in the U.S. right here at home. Visit us online to learn more.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Awesomely, this is a beautiful experience. I can't lie. This is my first time doing this sort of charity work, and I mean, it feels good to help out, you know? There's a can drive coming up, and other initiatives are part of the Giving a Helping Hand campaign, and I encourage anyone that's willing to lend their support in any way, shape, or form to come through and give up your time.
If you've got the time, we've got the savings, super value, and quality supermarkets. Best value whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, $1.09. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.49. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.19 per pound. Armour lunch makers, assorted, 2.6 ounce, $1.79. Sweet bananas, 99 cents per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at super value and quality supermarkets.
Opa!
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Monday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. Well, it doesn't get any bigger than this. The pinnacle of women's basketball officially getting underway yesterday is last year's WNBA Most Valuable Player Jonquel Jones and her Connecticut Sun took on the league's reigning MVP Asia Wilson and her Las Vegas Aces in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. The Aces would take a 1-zip lead over the Sun after a dramatic 67-64 win in Game 1. This was the first finals win in franchise history for the Aces. The first few minutes were all Las Vegas. They came out on fire and quickly built a double-digit lead. Their high-power offense went stagnant after that opening stretch, and the Sun would take advantage. They controlled much of the second and third quarters, briefly building an 8-point lead of their own. The Aces would regroup and retake the lead heading into the fourth, and they would cling to that lead the rest of the way. For Jonquel, she would finish the game with 15 points and 9 rebounds.
I think we just have to be a little bit more aware of the shot clock. I think we were in positions where we could make plays later on, but we just weren't as aware of that, and so that's an easy fix. But ultimately, I'm happy with the game that we played, and we gave ourselves a good opportunity to come out there with a win, and it just didn't go our way, but we're excited about Game 2.
In news from the NFL, it was a tale of two halves for the Indianapolis Colts in their 2022 season opener at home against the Houston Texans. The team struggled early on before rallying in the second half to finish the game with a 20-20 tie with the Texans. In what Bahamian Colts fans can hope for as a positive sign, wide receiver Mike Strawn finishing the game with 2 catches for 38 yards. Strawn was targeted twice and made the most of his opportunities, including a 20-yard catch to help move the chains. In just one game this season, Strawn already outpacing his yardage total from last season, where he only caught 2 passes for 26 yards. Next up for the Colts will be a home showdown against the Jaguars. Baseball news, Miami Marlins second baseman Jazz Chisholm Jr. will not be reinstated from the injured list before season's end, officially ending his 2022 campaign. Chisholm, who last played on June 28th, had his rehab transferred from Jupiter, Florida to Miami earlier this week. Prior to that, he had not yet been reevaluated to determine whether he could begin baseball activities. On July 21st, Chisholm underwent a CT scan in Los Angeles that revealed a stress fracture in his lower back, meaning he would be out of the game for at least 6 weeks. The 24-year-old Chisholm was a breakout star in the first half of the season, posting an .860 OPS with 10 doubles, 4 triples, 14 homers, 12 stolen bases, and 45 RBIs in 60 games. He became just the 6th Marlin to be voted in by the fans to start the Midsummer Classic. Though Chisholm didn't play because of his back, he attended All-Star Game festivities. And if there is any plus to be found, Chisholm is expected to be ready for the start of the 2023 campaign. And with schools back in session, the Government Secondary School Sports Association is hoping that they can get their after-school programs back up and running as they celebrate their 30th anniversary in grand style. Last week, the GSSSA, headed by President Burrell Davis, held a meeting at CA Dries where they outlined their plans for the upcoming season, and some new sports have been added to the curriculum.
I know for us classes, we on the curriculum we have, I think I saw golf, tennis, and also swimming as well on the curriculum for us to do. And so we're going to work with it and see how best we could get it fit into our schedule as it is now.
And that's when we look at sports on this Monday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Did you know that registering your farm with the Department of Agriculture is currently free of charge? It comes with a wide range of benefits, such as assistance with feeder farm roads, land clearing, and tractor services, assistance with Department of Immigration for obtaining foreign farm labor at a reduced permit fee, access to fish and farm stores for agricultural input supplies, sale of produce at packing house, produce exchange, abattoir services at a reduced price, training at the Food Technology Laboratories, disaster relief assistance, and free veterinary extension services. For more information on any of these incentives, please call the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs at 397-7400. That's 397-7400. For additional updates, you can follow the ministry on social media at MOAMRFIA Bahamas.
One of the biggest challenges I face as a teen mother is support throughout the community. Instead of the community trying to uplift teen mothers, they insist on bringing us down and trying to tear down our self-esteem. Becoming a teen mother helped me to realize that I need to be more responsible. It helps me to focus on my decisions because I need not to decide for myself anymore. I have to make decisions for me and my daughter. In my opinion, seeking health services was excellent for me. Honestly, my biggest support, other than the nurses, was my Grammy. The advice that I give to other teens out there is to stay focused on your education. Stay focused on your self-goals. Set goals for yourself.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, our satellite picture showing some tropical moisture being advected east to west across the Bahamas, and that will continue to trigger pockets of showers and thunderstorms over the next few days. Our forecast for tonight, we're going in for a thunderstorm. Turning cloudy in the evening, partly cloudy later on tonight with a low temperature of 81 degrees. And tomorrow, this is how things are going to shape up. Thunderstorms again in the morning, otherwise cloudy in the afternoon, high temperature around 84 degrees. Extended weather forecast, a bit wet into Wednesday, more isolated stuff on Thursday. Things pan out quite nicely on Friday, and that should take us through the weekend looking pretty good. Weather-wise, temperature-wise, not too bad. We're going to keep you in the mid to upper 80s right into Thursday before we pop back up into the 90s sometime on Friday.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Everyone is looking for a deal. Everyone is looking to save. With this in mind, Four-Way Marketing has teamed up with